Hello everyone. Our Earth is full of breathtaking beauty, but it also harbors terrifying wrath that can erase an entire city in just a matter of minutes. One of the most dreaded meteorological monsters is the tornado. Imagine a colossal column of rotating air and debris, spinning at hundreds of kilometers per hour, tearing through anything in its path, uprooting ancient trees, shredding fortified homes into splinters, and tossing heavy-duty trucks into the sky like toys. However, did you know that tornadoes do not strike randomly or evenly across the globe? There are specific regions dubbed as dead zones, where the most extreme climate forces collide to spawn the world's most frequent and violent tornadoes. In today's story, we will journey together to explore the most notorious tornado capitals on Earth, from the famous Tornado Alley in the United States to the death zones of Bangladesh and Northeast India, home to some of the deadliest tornado tragedies in human history. Welcome to the world of superstorms. Our first stop is none other than the United States of America. The U.S. is the absolute capital of tornadoes, experiencing more of them than any other country on Earth. Believe it or not, this nation faces an average of about 1-200 tornadoes of various sizes every single year. And the epicenter of all this chaotic action is a region famously known as Tornado Alley. While this area has no official boundaries on administrative maps, it stretches across the central plains of the U.S., encompassing states such as Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas, Nebraska, and South Dakota. Why the central United States and not somewhere else? The answer lies in a perfect, yet deadly alignment of geography and climate. This region acts like a giant arena, witnessing a head-on collision between two heavyweight fighters in the meteorological world. First, we have the warm, ultra-humid air moving northward from the Gulf of Mexico. Confronting it is the cold, dry, and dense air sweeping down from Canada and the towering Rocky Mountains. When these two completely opposite air masses collide directly over the flat plains of the American Midwest, the warm air is forced upward, abruptly and violently. This intense interaction creates massive, vertically developed thunderstorms called supercells. It is within these giant, rotating supercell structures that the world's most monstrous tornadoes are born. In Tornado Alley, scientists use the enhanced Fujita scale, or EF scale, to rate the strength of tornadoes, ranging from EF0 to the most catastrophic level, EF5. An EF5 tornado packs insane winds exceeding 322 kilometers per hour. Imagine a wind force so violent that it can turn small wooden splinters into deadly missiles capable of piercing solid concrete walls. When an EF5 tornado sweeps through, even the most well-built structures are obliterated, leaving nothing behind but bare concrete foundations. This is exactly why residents in this area must build fortified storm shelters deep underground to protect their lives, leaving America behind. We fly halfway across the globe to arrive in Bangladesh and Northeast India. While the U.S. ranks first in the sheer number of tornadoes, Bangladesh holds a tragic and heartbreaking record. It is the site of the deadliest tornadoes in human history. Why does a country as small as Bangladesh have to suffer such catastrophic disasters? Once again, we have to look at the unique topography of South Asia. To the north stands the highest mountain range in the world, the snow-capped Himalayas. From here, cold, dry, and heavy air masses constantly pour southward. Meanwhile, to the south lies the windy Bay of Bengal, which continuously pumps warm, moist tropical air into the mainland. When these two opposing air currents clash over the flat plains of Bangladesh, a recipe for disaster similar to the one in the U.S. unfolds. But in Bangladesh, the aftermath is many times more devastating due to humanitarian factors and weak infrastructure. To truly understand this devastation, let us step back in time to April 26, 1989. The Daulatpur Situria tornado tore through central Bangladesh. It was only about 1.5 kilometers wide and traveled a distance of just a few dozen kilometers, but the destruction it left behind shocked the world. Approximately 1,300 people lost their lives in a single afternoon. Over 12,000 people were injured, and around 80,000 were instantly left homeless as two entire towns were completely wiped off the map. Unlike the United States, which boasts state-of-the-art Doppler second is poor infrastructure. Homes here are mostly built out of bamboo, corrugated tin sheets, or low-quality bricks. When a tornado hits, these houses are no different than paper toys in the wind. They are ripped apart and transformed into sharp flying shrapnel filling the air, directly taking the lives of thousands of innocent people. Tornadoes are not just limited to the US or Bangladesh. This natural disaster has other playgrounds around the globe, even if they are slightly less severe. Few people know that South America also has its own tornado, similar to the one in the United States. It spans across nations like Argentina and Uruguay and the southern region of Brazil. Here, cold air from the Antarctic travels north and collides with warm, humid air from the Amazon rainforest, triggering severe supercells with massive hail and ferocious twisters. Although the sparse population density helps minimize human casualties, it remains a terrifying threat to the local agricultural industry and vast cattle ranches. Heading north to Europe, if we calculate tornado density per square kilometer, countries like the United Kingdom and France actually record surprisingly high numbers. However, there is no need to panic because Europe's climate is much more temperate. The tornadoes here are mostly weak, short-lived, and rarely cause severe destruction. They are usually just strong enough to blow off roofing tiles or knock down fences, rather than toppling sturdy, primitive buildings. Friends, tornadoes are the ultimate proof of how small and fragile humans are against the raw power of Mother Nature. Despite incredible advances in modern science and technology, from meteorological satellites to thermal radars, we still cannot stop a tornado from forming. All we can do is race against time to flee and minimize the damage. Before we conclude today's story, there are basic tornado survival principles that everyone can keep in mind if they ever find themselves in a dangerous situation. If you are inside a house, immediately move to an underground storage cellar or basement. If the house does not have a basement, choose a room on the lowest floor located in the very center of the house, such as a bathroom or an interior closet, and stay completely away from windows. If you happen to be caught outdoors, remember to never seek shelter under highway overpasses and bridges. Their structure creates a dangerous wind tunnel effect that multiplies the suction and speed of the tornado's winds. Instead, find a low-lying ditch or ravine, lie flat against the ground, and cover your head with your hands. Knowledge is our strongest shield against the fury of nature. Thank you for joining us on this journey to discover the craziest tornado hotspots on Earth today. If you found this content interesting and informative, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss our upcoming stories on science and natural wonders. Goodbye, and see you in the next videos.
Every year, the tornado is like a monster. It's really scary.
south and once more waited for its arrival.